Okay, I've done a couple shots at some videos of my tank. I'm never that pleased with how they turn out, so let's give this one another shot and we'll see how it does. So a quick walkthrough of my tank. It is the Biocube 14 gallon. I've had this tank running for a little over 4 years, and it's gone through its changes, ups, downs, neglect, too much attention, who knows. And it's doing pretty good these days. So a couple run through some corals we have in here and some inverts. There's the green bubble tip anemone. I think when I got it, maybe it didn't have the best of color. I'm not sure. It was pretty. I think the guy in the local fish store kind of hooked me up a little bit. I got a good deal on that. Let's get some red in there. It's almost rainbow-ish. It's nice. My two clownfish in here, I did get them to be hosting it. It took a little bit of work. Patience, I guess. It took about 6 days. Yeah, they're doing their little dance. But eventually they started going in there. Now they sleep in there. At least one of them does, the darker one. And, I catch them both in there playing. When I come over to the tank, usually they stop and swim around. I think they're just kind of begging for food. That's probably all they want. It is feeding day. So they're doing well. When I got this anemone, I kind of wanted to build a little separation wall. That's my separation wall right there, kind of decorated with some random zoanthids, a little candy cane, a leather, which I'm probably going to move because it's getting a little bit bigger, and I think it's going to get much bigger, and that's not going to be a good place for it. Some more zoanthids up there, some weird algae I've had in here, and nobody seems to ID it for me. It's that reddish, purplish type of bubble algae. It's weird. It's never been much of a problem for me, but it grows. You can see I have some up here on the power head growing as well. And under the night lights and the blue moon lights, that stuff fluoresces a lot. So I don't mind it so much. It's okay. I may have to pick some of that off there so that my zoanthids can kind of start to peek through a little bit. You can see them over there. So that's my separation wall. You can see it just got a little bit more blue. I do have the LED conversion kit, which I'll show you. We'll get to that soon. In this little cave here is my massive 2 or 3 year old Duncan that I grew from a single head. It's about 25 heads now, and it's pretty happy in there. I think, when I first got it, it was pissed off. It spent 3 months closed up. I didn't think it was going to make it, but then it opened up, bloomed, and has just been a complete tank of a coral. I could move it anywhere, pull it out of the water, glue it to a little piece of rock rubble, stick it anywhere I want. It doesn't ever seem to care that much. Nice. Some Xenia. It's all over my tank. It's in the back there by the intake. It's up top behind the little Montipora up there. It's over here. I don't know, it's all over the place. A couple heads of that stuff grew like a weed. I kind of beat some of it down by putting some rocks on top of it. So I don't know. It's probably going to come through at some point or the other, but it's essentially all over my tank. Whole bunch of SPS corals up on the top. Just some various ones. Bird's Nest, Digitata, the red dragon there. Some cool ones I like. That little guy, little neon guy up there, he's pretty cool. Tiny piece I got, starting to do well. Next to that, I think that's a bird's nest, but you can see it's got those little heads starting to sprout up there. I just put that in last week, so it's already showing growth, which is good, as opposed to this guy over here. I put him in like a month ago. It hasn't done a damn thing. The Montipora there, the red plates, that stuff's all over my tank. You can see it's over here, kind of everywhere. It just grows and grows and grows, and I've got another plate up there I'm growing out with like 8 pieces that I had to break off to fit corals. Probably take it into the fish store, trade it in, get some more corals. Of course, right? Down here, there's a new Chalice Coral I got next to what I believe is a Jedi mind trick. Another Duncan coral I started from a single head about a year and a half ago. Behind that plate there is my very temperamental green star polyp. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. Lights just came on. Maybe it's because it's got a hermit crab on there. Lights just came on, you know, the sunrise over the last 2 hours. I have it on a 2-hour ramp up and ramp down phase, along with the cloud phasing and some thunderstorm lightning simulation effect. So it kind of gives a varying look to the tank throughout the day, which I tend to like. You could kind of see it's going through some transition right now. There's a couple of my Euphylia corals. There are 2 variations of hammer corals, one toxic green tip with purple stalk and the other green with purple tip. Down here's a little war coral. I think that's the War and Peace coral because it does have the blue and the red. Very happy coral. I bought it as an $8 frag, almost dead because it was stung by a nearby coral in the fish store, and figured I'd buy it, see what I could do. The main part of it, I don't know what happened to it. I lost it a while ago. I think I accidentally buried it in a rockscape change, but I did accidentally break off this little piece here, and you can see that tiny little pizza slice looking thing on top. That was the original piece, and now it's starting to grow and take over this rock formation, so I'm kind of hoping that grows down and takes over and makes me a nice little you know, wall, I guess, you know, not wall, but a rock of a war coral. So a bunch of other things, you know, hermit crabs in here. There is a green emerald crab in here. There is a yellow watchman goby in here. There he is. He's kind of peeking his head out. You'll see him under, I think he just went back in. I kind of see his head sticking out in there. Under the Duncan in that cave, that is his home. So he generally hangs out under there, comes out when I feed. Got the sexy shrimp up there. When I first got the anemone, he loved it, or she. Always in it. Almost to the point where I thought it was starting to really tick off the anemone, but they became friends. Maybe it was just a, you know, a welcoming ritual, but maybe the clownfish took it over and kicked it out. Who knows? Cleaner shrimp in the back. So that's about it for the livestock and setup here. I don't know, it's like a 20-pound bag of sand that I put in there 4 something years ago when I set it up, and the rock, 10 pounds. Mostly it's all small pieces that I built up this rockscape with. Just jump over here to the side. You can see the side, a little bit of backflow here, so I don't have too much that is blocking flow, so there is a good amount of flow that passes through there. Kind of nasty back there, but you know, hey, that's where stuff breaks down, I think. I always see bristle worms and random junk back there, but it always moves and transitions, so something gets back there, something eats it, something processes it. I've got a little gold Aussie torch coral here that's just been really unhappy, so he got, or she got put back here, or it, put back here underneath the power head in low light just to see what happens. Now I got the sexy shrimp just pissing him off now. It's good. So that's the side view of the tank. Let's pan around the front. It's my little cat friend over there. The dog is over on the couch being very lazy. Alright, and then here's the left side of the tank. You can see the Jebao wave maker that I have up there, along with the digital temp, 77.9 right now. Not too bad. I actually don't run a heater on this tank. The LED lights, along with the nature of the Biocube not having much air transfer in and out, makes it like a little heater. It was one of the main reasons I did LED, because I couldn't keep my temperatures under 80, and during the summer, even though my house is climate controlled, my temperatures were running 84, 85, 86. I think it was a combination of the pumps needing good impeller cleanings, and a cheap power head that I had in there that just had to go, and the lights. So I put in the some new power heads. I put the Corallife Nano 240 up there. At the time I did put the Spin Stream, I don't remember who makes it, on Tunes or someone. A little Spin Stream thing up there that's been pretty good for water movement, and the Jebao on the other side. I believe that's the RW4. I run the stock return pump in there. They all seem to be doing pretty well. Keep the water movement moving well through here. Another look at the other side. There's some Xenia that I tried to kill, but is coming out of the little cave. But all in all, doing pretty well. Backside, I try to do my best with wire management, doing what I can with zip ties. Down here, run your little drip loops. Definitely recommended. That'll keep your tank safe and you safe if you run water down into your electrical outlets. And a little extra thing of precaution here. Pick this up in, I think in Babies R Us. We were having a baby and I needed to keep her from pulling the wires out of the tank. So this nifty little device here had a new plate, so I mounted the plate on there, and then this thing that goes on, and it's pretty simple to come off. You just have to have a good forceful pinch to pinch both sides and lift that thing up. But it's pretty neat. I think if you have kids, you probably need something like that. But it also has other effects where it protects from splashing and whatnot from potentially getting in the socket, which would not be good. So that's the tank. We'll take a quick look. Got my other protection device. Babies, if you have them, they get in everything. All right, down here, again, I try to do my best with wire management. Most everything in the back. There's my foods and dosings and super glue. The power supply, storm controller. I run these little LED pucks in here on top and bottom. Just kind of give myself a little bit of light in there. And then down below, some test kits, a little feeder, a spoon, a scrubber, my salinity checker. The things that you need kind of on a regular basis. Shot glass, not for me, for feeding and melting frozen fish food and coral food. And then my cereal jug that I use for my auto top offer on the Tunze ATO. Great deal, $100. Been rock solid for the last year and a half, and my tank has never been more stable. And I largely attribute that to running an ATO because salinity swings, to be honest, they don't like it, the corals that is. The corals in my tank have been a lot happier, and I'm not the type to be able to go and dump a cup of water in my tank every day. I just don't have that time or that level of attention, I guess. I'm too busy. But with that, once an hour, once every 2 hours, a little squirt in there, and it keeps it perfectly level. The thing's been just spot on, so no complaints there. All right, take a look in the top and the back here. See what we got going on. Top view down, probably getting blinded by my LEDs right now. I know I am. So I run the Biocube Skimmer. Let's see if I can get away from this. There we go. Run the Biocube Skimmer mainly because it's the only skimmer you can fit in a Biocube 14, at least that I've experienced or researched. I haven't bought a bunch of them or tried. I did want to try one of those so-called really small ones. I don't remember who made it, maybe Tunze, but do that, do some cutting and shaving in there. I did do some cutting and shaving in there as is, just to kind of create some more room, but that will fit. The Biocube Skimmer will fit without doing any modifications. But it does okay. You can see here, let's try to get around to the other side. It pulls some junk. It's not the best. Is it the worst? I don't know. Maybe, but it does something. So my school of thought is that some skim is better than no skim. I do notice that when I feed the tank heavily, usually on coral feeding day of the week, I have some extra bubbles and junk water in there. Empty it out about once a week. And, it's something. I'd rather have it in that cup than in my tank. I do run the in-tank media basket there. Filter floss on the top. Underneath the filter floss is the purigen, and then underneath the purigen is chemipure elite. I've experimented back there. I've had rock rubble, Kato, in-tank lighting, out-tank lighting, power compacts, LEDs. What it left me with was, probably can't see it, but a ton of coralline algae on the inside of the glass there that got really hard to scrape off. I did my best, but I don't know. It was an okay solution, not the best. Over here, return pump. That's the ATO leveler right there. This here's the ATO return line. And yeah, that's about it going on in there. That's the tank. You can see the LEDs. I want to blind you. So that's them. The LEDs, I run 6 royal blues, 4, I believe, cool white. I don't think they're neutral white, but cool white. And 2 UVs. and I kind of program them on, you know, varying intensity throughout the day with the moon, with the cloud effects and the lightning effects, moon phases.